apologize for leaving the YouTube space so suddenly. I think my last video was in April of 2021. And from that point onward, a lot has happened. I don't know. I'm in a completely different place. The past, almost 4 years have been a lot. Really, life since 2020 has been a lot. But this video might not make any sense at all. But essentially, when the pandemic started in 2020, started a series of deaths in both mine and my husband's families, coupled with the stress of residency, coupled with, being homesick and missing our home and our families in Puerto Rico, was a time where all of my mental health issues kind of came back. I was doing better for some time, and then after around that time frame, it just started to get worse and worse and worse for some time. Lots of insecurity, both on my part and just in general, in personal life, professional life, financial life, all of the things. And I wasn't sure where I wanted my content creation journey to go. And when it became too much, something had to go. And the one thing that had to go was content creation. So that's kind of why I left. Since I last spoke to you, I graduated residency in June of 2022. We left El Paso, Texas to move to Georgia for multiple reasons. The main one is we wanted to be closer to our home, our island of Puerto Rico. From Georgia, the Atlanta area, it's about a 3.5-hour flight, direct, non-stop, and makes it very easy to go home if we need to. And so we started kind of looking in this area. My husband landed a job within his same company that allowed us to kind of know where in the metro Atlanta area we wanted to be in. And so after residency, a few days after, we got in our car and we moved with Bella and Pepe, our fur babies. They are both still alive. They're both still with us. After moving to Georgia, I took the first part of our board certification exam. I started a new job. In the middle of all of that, my dad got diagnosed with cancer, and he passed away later that year in 2022. That was around the time that I was thinking of coming back, and after that I just couldn't. So then I did the most logical thing that I could do as a hyper-productive OCD type, A-type, professional female physician thing that I could do, and I decided it was a brilliant idea to take my oral boards. So oral boards is basically, after that point, you become officially what's known as board certified. It means you are an expert in your field. It's one of the most prestigious things that you do in your career, and you get to show the organizations that lead obstetricians and gynecologists that you are up to date and you provide high quality, evidence-based care to your patients. So it's a big deal, but it's also a very stressful time. So it does require a lot of studying. You have to present cases in front of a board of other physicians who are also board certified, and they are examining you and asking you questions to determine that you are a rational being, someone who is providing safety and knowledge-based care to their patients. So it's very stressful, and so I decided to do that the year after, immediately after my dad died. in that same time period, we also bought a house. So all of this is happening at the same time. We bought a house in 2023. We moved into our house, and our Bella girl started to have some health issues. So we had to figure out what was going on with her. We found out she had a congenital defect that is affecting her now that she is a lot older. In 2025, she will be turning 15. So she is an elderly dog, and that has also required a lot of time and care and coordination. And, you know, I am very grateful for the privilege that I have within my profession to be able to care for her in the most humane way that I know how. And so she goes to her physical therapy. She goes to, you know, frequent vet visits, and there's a lot that comes with that. So that also happened around the same time. And then again, at that point, after that, I thought about, you know, documenting our moving into the house and the updates we were doing to the house, and, you know, sharing that. And I just couldn't. I just couldn't really do anymore. So I just couldn't. I took up other hobbies. I started gardening. I started crocheting and reading more and all that. So I kind of focused my energy elsewhere. Moving on to 2024, all of my health issues had started to kind of flare up, you know. And one thing that I strive to share within my platform is life in medicine. And, you know, there's more to life as a physician than medicine and patient care. We are also humans who have ups and downs and have health issues and have family issues and go through life the same way that our patients do. So we are human. And so all of my health stuff started to kind of flare up and act up. And so in April of 2024, I decided to move forward with surgery to confirm my diagnosis of endometriosis. So in April of 2024, I was officially diagnosed with endometriosis, and I was very happy to finally have some answers, some validation that this is not all in my head, and that I'm very grateful that my experience has been so different as to so many of my patients who have been dismissed, who have, you know, struggled to have people listen to their pain. And this happens all over the world, not only in the US. So that happened. And so in 2024, I started like a huge health journey, both physical, emotional, mental health. And, you know, I haven't felt this good and like myself in so long that I think at some point I was afraid that I would never feel that way again. So now that I'm feeling back like myself, I feel like I can finally retake this part of my life that I've wanted to go back to, that I've wanted to continue sharing. And so here I am. Here I am. I'm back, I think, for good. But it's going to be different. It's going to be different. I have learned so much about myself, about the world, about social media and content creation, and I have very strict rules as to what I want to do in this space. And so coming back, there's going to be some, not rules per se, but some guidelines that I want to use. So what are the rules? So the first rule is that I'm not going to put pressure on myself to churn out content because I have a life, I have a job that is very demanding of me, and I want this to be something that I enjoy, that I do in my free time, and that I do to clear my head, share my experience, and connect with other people who are in medicine, professional environments, and just regular people who just want to know about what happens in other people's lives. So that's rule number one. I'm not going to put pressure on myself, so I'm not going to have a filming schedule. I'm not going to have a posting schedule. I will record and post whenever I feel like it. If the algorithm penalizes me for that, then I don't care. I'm not doing this for any particular reason. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want this to be my life. This is just something that I like to do on the side, and it brings me joy to connect with people from all over the world. So that's rule number one. Rule number two is that I don't want to influence people to make bad decisions for themselves. And by that I mean, one of the things that I really enjoy watching and doing here on YouTube is luxury shopping and content of that nature. Not that I, have massive amounts of any of that, but it's something that I enjoy and that I will be sharing because I know a lot of people do enjoy that content. But I don't want anyone to think that buying luxury items is something that they should strive to do, something that they need to do to have any validation in their lives or anything like that. Before I buy anything, my priorities are in saving and investing for my future and for our retirement and for our goals. Travel comes before any luxury purchases. So what I tend to do is I tend to either try to find deals and sales for certain items that do go on sale, or if not, I save up. And when I have the money set aside to buy a luxury item, I go ahead and buy it. I don't go into debt for this. I do not encourage anybody go into debt for buying luxury items. These are called luxuries for a reason. They are not the end-all be-all. And like yesterday, for example, I found out about an influencer known as Nikki Sky, who got rid of her entire luxury collection because she felt like it was overpowering and that she was sending the wrong message to people. And that really resonated with me, and in thinking of doing this video, I really wanted to make that clear. There are much better ways to spend your money than on luxury goods. This is something that I have always enjoyed and wanted, and so I set myself up to do that by saving first before buying. So that is a very, very strict rule for me. I don't want to influence anybody to buy luxury items that they don't need, that they can't afford. I want you to be set up for success in the future, and if you have the ability to save up something on the side to get some luxury items, then that is great. But it's not something that will define you. You don't have to show off. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Rule number 3 is that if I become monetized, then fine. That is not necessarily a goal of mine. I am not looking, to have millions of subscribers. I'm not going to be chasing likes or comments or anything. I just want this to be an outlet for me and to connect with other people. So none of these metrics are going to be important at this time. And so I'm sure maybe at some point I'll get brand offers to work with them, and I don't know if I'll take them or not. I guess it will depend on what that partnership would look like. If it's something that I truly believe in, that I use and know and love, then I would be happy to do a partnership for something like that, something that I believe in. But other than that, I'm not going to be taking partnerships just because, it could make some extra money. That I don't need that for my living. I have a job. I am a physician first, and that, that's the bottom line in that regards. The fourth rule, I think we're on 4, is that this is my life. It's not a spectacle. It's not a TV show. It's not a production. So if I want to film and not wear makeup and be wearing, a sweatshirt and some sweatpants and socks, then that's what I'm gonna do, because I don't care. This is my real life. I do not live my life in like full glamour. I don't even wear makeup on a daily basis. So putting on makeup and dressing up for a video just because it doesn't feel authentic. And I think that's also part of the issue, was I was trying to emulate a lot of other creators in the mannerisms and trying to figure out what I wanted my content to be. Now that I know I still want to do it, but I don't care about any of that. It feels so liberating, and it doesn't feel like I have, that extra pressure of I need to fit it into a certain mold. So that makes it a lot easier for me. So those are the rules that I've kind of come up with. I think the first and second are the most important. What is next? What is next is I don't know. We are going home to Puerto Rico for my godson's birthday in just a few days. So I have to pack. Trying to live an authentic, genuine, happy, and fulfilled life. I have made the promise to take sometime every January to go and celebrate my godson's birthday, because he is so important to me, and I felt terrible missing so many of his birthdays when I was a resident, that now that I have the option to be there for him, then I will plan to do that as long as I can. My content will be random. There might be some days where I talk about finances. Oh, that's the other rule. The other rule is I don't know if I'll be sharing as much financial content, just for liability reasons, but I will probably be sharing some things, just not all of it, for safety reasons. The content that I will be putting out, I'll be doing a collection of my luxury bags and shoes, which is not an extensive collection, really. I only have a couple of things. I'm gonna be sharing some like job hunting tips for young medical professionals and things like that. So I don't know, I don't have a outline, I don't have a plan in place as to exactly what this new journey will look like, but it is a work in progress, like we are all human beings, works in progress. So yeah, that's it. Thank you if you made it this far into the video. Thank you for welcoming me back. Thank you for all of those that have asked me if and when I'm coming back to YouTube. All of my links are going to be in the description box, and I am currently doing a massive Poshmark sale of about probably close to half of my closet. So if you're interested in buying some, good quality, very well cared for clothing, shoes, accessories, etc., then head on to my Depop or Poshmark. They're both linked down below. Leave me a comment with things that you would like to see, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.